To speak about creative industries with this very spectacular language we are used to is something very inspiring. So when I was asked to moderate the panel of libraries and culture houses, I say, but this language is still so traditional. Is somebody coming if we keep this way? And I was so surprised because more than 20 people came to discuss this area, this topic, and also all three presentations proved out very relevant and very accurate. So we started with Kęstutis Juškevičius. He presented a contribution with the title Libraries for Innovation, New Role of Libraries in Digital Age as Model for Emulation and Continuation in 2014-2020. And I must say that he's coming from Lithuania. This is a very big, important Lithuanian project in the field of libraries. This is a story about reinvention of libraries in Lithuania. So really something that gives a lot of positive thoughts about the future of these old-fashioned libraries, but still very modern organizations, as we saw. And he tried to show us through three campaigns this transformational role of libraries in Lithuania. One has a title E-Senior campaign, inviting people to come to the library for live internet broadcasted lecture on how to find information about health, savings and entertainment online. Then the next campaign, Internet for Your Garden, campaign inviting people to come to the library and watch live internet broadcasted lectures about gardening and other upcoming seasonal activities. And the third one was First Time Online, Let's Do It, campaign inviting people to come to public libraries and try to use internet for the very first time. Mostly on the basis of comparison of numbers between years 2008-2011, it is estimated that librarians in Lithuania became much more proactive promoters. Librarians became much more proactive trainers, and number of residents who participated in IT training has grown really rapidly. Huge numbers were introduced to us. E-services used in rural areas reached the level of urban areas, and library image in society has significantly improved. So this was really a story how to transform some traditional old-fashioned library to a vivid institution of 21st century. Our second speaker was Kristine Paberca from Latvia. But what she tried to do was to show, to offer evidence about the economic value of libraries. And her article, her presentation has titled The Boundaries of Public Library Services Redefined, Evidence of Social and Economic Potential in Latvia. Very relevant title itself, very promising and good to communicate it with when you speak with ministers. It is understood that this is mainly the report on the larger study on economic value and impact of public libraries in Latvia that you can all find on internet. Again, many descriptive data on public libraries in Latvia are provided. An interesting piece of information is the drastic fall in the number of non-users. So the study estimates the economic impact of public libraries in Latvia using a very sophisticated methodology, contingent valuation method, and give a very solid proof of willingness to pay for libraries in Latvia. But then when the study, this article tries to show the economic impact of libraries, then it is a little weaker, because when we speak about economic impact, then we come to the issues such as new employment, revenues, income, value added, these more tough, hard categories. But nevertheless, this study really is a good starting point to work in the next stages on economic potentials of libraries. In the final presentation, Peter Inke from Hungary was presenting a contribution with the title "Culture Houses, the Cinderella in European Culture Policies." In his article, he presents the phenomenon of culture houses as institutions present in almost any European country, but somehow hidden, because they are still searching for their modern identity. Especially in Eastern Europe, all these culture houses are a legacy of, and I must say positive legacy, of previous socialistic time, but yet almost completely neglected in discussions of culture policy on national, but also and mainly on international level. He shows that more than 1/3 of all resources, for example in Poland, go to such institutions, and that this subsector is the largest subsector of local financing of culture, followed by the libraries. He extensively presents an example of Poland with a comparison of data on financing of different culture institutions in this country. In the second part of his presentation, he presented also different aspects of culture houses, such as culture houses as institutions, so public institutions, part of public infrastructure. Then their activities and functions, the employees, the governance, the challenges and risks, rationale and responsibilities. He opened really so many interesting questions that haven't been already tackled enough, that he offered with his contribution a lot of ideas for future research and future work. In general, the session opens up two main questions: valuation of impacts of libraries and cultural phenomena in general, and culture houses as neglected aspect of cultural policy on national and international level. On the first question, we can resume that both related presentations present very interesting descriptive analysis of data, but would need also statistical perspective to be able to answer to the question of economic impact in more convincing sense. So new employment, revenues, added value, all these economic categories. To the second question, the article of Peter Inke, or the presentation of Peter Inke, opens up an interesting aspect in culture policy, but the topic remains really open, and the question is only pointed to and not yet resolved. So I think, and I hope, that once we really, perhaps we have a conference only tackling and discussing the phenomenon of culture houses, because this phenomenon has so many different faces everywhere in Europe, and we really should enter into more elaborated and we have to raise awareness about the existing of this so very important component of local cultural life. Thank you.